In a magical land filled with unicorns, Emma, a young girl with a kind heart, was known for her ability to understand and befriend animals. One sunny afternoon, while skipping through the enchanted glade, she heard a sniffle. "Hello!" she called out. "Who's there?" A beautiful white unicorn emerged from behind a tree, tears streaming down its face. "Why are you sad?" asked Emma, kneeling before it. The unicorn shook its head, unable to speak. All Emma saw was a deep sadness in its large, glistening eyes. She had read in an old book that a sad song could mend a broken heart, so she began to sing. At first, the unicorn remained motionless, but as Emma's voice soared, it lifted its head and whinnied softly. As the last note faded into the air, the unicorn let out a loud, joyful neigh and nuzzled Emma's hand. Suddenly, a thought struck her. This unicorn couldn't be sad anymore, not with a song in its heart, but something was still bothering it. As Emma looked into its eyes, she realized it wasn't just any ordinary unicorn. It was a moonbeam, a rare breed known for its silver fur and magical healing powers. But how did it lose its way? While pondering this, the unicorn suddenly collapsed. Startled, Emma rushed to its side. Gently, she closed its eyelids, hoping it would rest. However, she knew she needed help. She turned to leave when the unicorn grabbed her sleeve with its horn. Looking back, Emma saw a desperate plea in its eyes. It wanted her to stay. Nodding, she curled up beside it, comforting the sleeping beast until morning. When the sun peeked through the trees, the unicorn stirred. Sensing danger, it leaped to its feet and backed away from Emma. Confused, she stepped out of the glade. To her horror, the unicorn bolted, crashing through the underbrush. Just then, a tall, dark figure stepped out from behind a rock. Startled, Emma stumbled back. "Who are you?" she cried. The man only smiled mysteriously. Suddenly, a net fell over Emma, trapping her like a fly in a spider's web. Before she could react, he placed a sack over her head and lifted her. With a muffled cry, Emma struggled to free herself. She could feel the rough sack against her skin, and the stench of mildew and decay made her nauseous. Where was the unicorn? Had it forgotten its magic completely? Suddenly, the sack was ripped open and sunlight flooded in. Disoriented, Emma shielded her eyes and looked around. She was in a cave, and in front of her stood the dark man, and beside him was the moonbeam. He had trapped her and lured the unicorn here. But why? Then she noticed a strange contraption made of twisted metal and wires. It was an invention to harness magic. The man approached, his face twisted with greed. "You foolish child," he snarled. "If only you had arrived here first, I would have used your life force to power my machine." He turned to the unicorn. "And with the moonbeam's magic, I would become the most powerful sorcerer in the land." Fear surged through Emma, but she wouldn't give up. She had to save both herself and the mystical unicorn. Just then, the unicorn took a step forward. The man grinned, thinking it was to be captured, but instead, it reared up on its hind legs and let out a thundering roar. Startled, the man stumbled back. Was this really the same timid unicorn from earlier? Of course it was. It had remembered who it was, and as it charged, it lashed out with its spiraling horn, sending sparks flying. It had remembered its magic. Startled by the sudden attack, the man tripped over a rock and crashed to the ground. Seizing the opportunity, the unicorn approached the machine and touched it with its horn. A blinding light erupted, causing the man to shield his eyes. When he looked up, Emma was gone. The unicorn nudged her towards the opening. "Come," it urged. Together, they dashed through the forest, the man's shouts echoing behind them. As they ran, Emma knew she had made a friend that day. A friend who had found its strength and remembered its magic. And as the sun set over the enchanted glade, casting long shadows on the trees, Emma and the unicorn stood side by side, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing they had each other and the memory of their friendship to guide them.